guys, and welcome to a very special episode 25 of the Entirely X Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Spindler. Gamertag is XIMIK392IX. And the only person on this podcast with me is the brave and lovely Ben Frampton.
We dedicated few. So, hey guys, I'm Ben Frampton. My gamertag is NEREME, Nareem.
Now, I'm not kidding. Tyler is not here this week. So this is just I'm going to call this one the Great Ben and Mike Special.
I like that. I like that. It sounds like something that should be performed in a circus tent.
That's all we get is a circus grade level, not like a theater.
Oh no, I mean like proper, Russian circus. The huge ones.
Oh, like a proper. Yeah. Okay, I can get behind that. But I think we should have a goal this podcast just to see if Tyler actually listens to the podcast. Like a good host would. We should just make jokes at him or say little things just throughout.
I think we should come up with an in-joke that us and any listeners will be part of, but Tyler won't understand unless he listens to this podcast.
Unless he listens to this, yes, I like that. We'll have to think of something on the fly here.
What we'll do is we'll constantly reference a circus. So we'll say,
look at that.
Straight in there. What we'll be like, the circus is coming, so we got to, keep that going. Or, say, you remember the circus last week, Mike? Oh, and you'd be like, yeah, the circus.
Hashtag the circus is coming. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Make sure everyone tweets at Tyler, the circus.
I'll
ask him how
I'll put it out there.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. We'll get that going. But let's kick off the show with a little gadget time, Benny.
Oh, tease. Go on. Tell me about these gadgets.
So I got a couple gadgets. The first one I'm actually going to tease a little bit. I want to talk more about this subject with Tyler and Omega D's. No offense to you, Ben. I love you, but after the end of episode 24, you may have heard Omega trying to convince me to get a PlayStation. Well, it happened. I went out and I bought a PS4 Pro along with God of War. I'm going to give my full thoughts when Omega and Tyler are both on. So right now I just want to talk briefly about a couple points that I noticed and kind of irked me. Not irked me, but, it kind of took the experience of buying a new electronic down a couple pegs for me.
This is with the console, not with the game.
No, yeah. This is strictly the console. The game is something else, and I really think everyone should play God of War.
Save it.
Again, I'm saving it. I'm sorry. So first I'm going to start with the package itself. Now, this may sound a little weird, and correct me if I'm just being stupid and picky, and I guess some people would call it fanboyish, but there was no fanfare with the packaging. Do you understand what I mean, Ben?
Yeah, I think I do. The way the Xbox One, when I first got it, was packaged was very sleek and black.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That exactly. The packaging felt like you're getting this awesome product. And with the PlayStation, it was literally just, here's a box with a controller and a cord, and here's a PlayStation in shrink wrap. That was it. Right. With the Xbox, there's little things marked all over it, like Hello from Seattle and all these little tweaks. Now, on the bottom of the Pro, you know how the Xbox has like the little pads on the bottom so it can sit on a surface? Yeah. They use the like circle, triangle, square, and X all around the edge of it. So that was kind of cool. It's a neat little touch. I liked that. But the packaging itself just felt, lackluster. Like it didn't feel like an experience opening it. Which I know it only happens once and it may be a little nitpicky. But
well, when you're buying a PS4 Pro as well, you think that because you're willing to spend that extra money, they should be willing to just, make some nice little cardboard inserts or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and compared to opening my Scorpio edition, that thing was full of fanfare. Like, it felt like it was made for the fans and packaged just right. This just felt like another box. I mean, the box itself was just a sleeve over a white box. That's it. Like, nothing crazy.
They wish they were Apple so hard.
Yeah. Now, the setup, I had quite an experience. I'm going to talk more in depth on it.
Did you
It
have a
sucks.
Ben
It's
level
not
experience?
I did. PSN was down while I was trying to sign up for
That is
PSN.
exactly how it would go for me as well if I tried to get
It's
one.
like, oh, it's so bad. Again, I'll go into more detail on that one. And back to the fanfare thing. The headset it comes with is a pair of earbuds.
What?
I'm not kidding. It's earbuds.
How does the mic work with that?
It's like a little clip-on thing.
That's not. That's.
Oh, it's so garbage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And even the the original Xbox headset that comes with it, it's not that great, but it's still at least a headset. Like, you can wear it, not these shitty little earbuds. Not cool. I did not like that. I paid $400 for that Pro and got a $10 pair of earbuds. I get better earbuds when I fly than I do with a $400 system.
Not a good sign.
Like, come on. Exactly. So that wasn't cool either. And it may sound like I'm a little negative, and believe me, I'm not this negative on the PlayStation overall, because the 4K does look good. There's a big difference between the X, but again, we'll get into that later. One thing I did notice, and now I have a room, my room tends to get hot because I have a PC, I have an Xbox One X, I have an Xbox One S, I have a Switch, and 2 TVs. And now I've just added a PlayStation 4. And man, when that thing gets going, it is so loud. I mean, insanely loud to the point where I had to turn up the game volume on my TV so I could hear the audio.
You never want that. That's something that you should never have, because obviously that means that you've got constant background noise, which ruins all the sound experience.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep, exactly what it was. So I played God of War super loud, which was awesome because the game is immense and great and the sound design's awesome. But I had to do that not because I wanted to, but because I had to, because I couldn't hear it.
And that just wouldn't
sad.
work for me here. If you have other people to take into consideration where you live, you can't just be cranking up the volume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could not sleep with that thing on. Well, maybe I could because I sleep with the fan on, so same noise. But yeah, so again, I'm not super negative on it. It may sound like it. There are some pluses, but I want to save that for when Omega's on.
Are there
Tyler's
PlayStation pluses? Yeah, I already felt bad for that while saying it.
You just, oh my god, you disappoint me. But so we'll talk about more about that later. So again, not negative, just things I noticed from opening all other consoles, including the Switch. So, just keep it in mind. Don't give me all hate.
It's all right, Mike. We believe you. You're not negative. You're definitely not a fanboy.
Yeah. So I'll go on to my next gadget.
More gadgets?
A couple of weeks ago. Yeah. I kind of went all out over the past
you just
week.
dislike money, obviously.
Clearly, because I went out and I switched from AT&T to Verizon, and I bought myself a Google Pixel 2 XL.
Is that right? So I've been firmly in the Android camp for a long time, and all my friends are iPhone users.
Yep, I'm the same way. Yeah.
But the Google phone is something that I kind of dismissed it out of hand because of how the Microsoft phones went, because of how, all these sort of non-Android / Apple phones have gone. They've all sort of had their own thing, been cool in their own way, but not really managed to establish themselves within the market. Is it changing, Mike? Is Google stepping into the ring?
Yes, 100%. Yes, I totally agree. The phone is crazy fast, and the battery is absolutely insane compared to my last Android that I owned. It's big, but it's not cumbersome. It's pretty thin too. Yeah, I mean most phones are now, but only thing I don't like is they kind of copied Apple with the no headphone jack thing.
Right.
Kind of sucks.
Yeah, I
But I also have a feeling that all phones are going to be like that. So,
I don't know. The
just
Galaxy
go for it,
S8
I
still
guess.
has the headphone jack. I don't know about the S9, but
Yeah, I don't know if the 9 will. So, you know, just know that going into it. Because actually, when I bought it, I assumed it had a phone jack. It didn't. Luckily, I have the Pixel Buds as headphones. So they're Bluetooth anyway. So it doesn't matter. Um, yeah, I'm basically Googled out right now. Because I got the Pixel Buds, I got the Pixel 2, and a little surprise came in the mail today. Apparently, when I signed up for this, I'm not sure anyone told me about it, but came in today and there was a package I had, and inside of it was a Google Mini and a what's it called? Google Chromecast. So I thought they charged me for it. Turns out they didn't. It was a promotion and they ran with it.
that's cool.
So I got a free Google Mini out of it. And yeah, so the Google Mini was there. And the Chromecast was there. So I got that. Hooked up the Google Mini. That was pretty cool. And I think Google is really starting to take over, Ben. Yeah. No, definitely. I don't know. I like the Mini. I literally just got it today, but it is pretty cool. You just tell it to play music and whatever. I had it text someone for me, and yeah, I don't know. Go get a Pixel 2 and get a Google Mini, I guess, with Verizon.
Yeah. Okay. Let's push on then. We've been through gadget time. Let's come out the other end of the tunnel.
So what? It's a little something extra, Benny. What's the topic?
The topic this week is going to be unexplored areas for video games. So we're going to
Ooh.
take a trip down the mystical jungle that is unexplored, territory for video games where they. So in our daily lives, we have many areas that video games have now covered. We've
Right.
got, war, where we have a million different war games. We have property management. You've got all your tycoon games, all the games
Mm-hmm.
that I get dragged into. We've got Dungeons and Dragons and fantasy role playing. That's all taken up in these RPG games. And obviously we've got everyone's favorite pastime, living as a goat, even covered by
Yep.
video games now.
Simulators.
Exactly. So it gets to the point where you start looking at the world and thinking, well, what hasn't been covered by video games? What hasn't been
Ooh.
done? And I
I'd like
look
to start with
around.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll start with what hasn't been done. What can we think of that
Yeah.
hasn't been done? Then we'll move on to whether any of those should be done, because just because it hasn't been done doesn't mean it should be.
Doesn't mean it should be done. Yep.
Yeah, and then we should carry on from there into things that have been done but shouldn't have been done.
Nice. I
Yeah,
like this one. Good job, Benny.
I'm quite happy with myself here.
um,
So for an example of things that could be done, is there anything that you think, what, this is a big
hmm.
part of a lot of people's lives, or maybe even not a lot of people's lives, but it's not really covered by a video game?
Oh man, that's
It's
such a big
difficult. It's
question.
difficult. It's difficult
It
because
is.
obviously, if it's a big part of people's lives, someone's made a video game of it.
Right.
But I'm gonna cover myself against the no doubt million random little crappy games that someone's made just to prove me wrong, and
Yeah.
say a game that's done it right, a game that's done it properly.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Sleeping Simulator.
Ooh, that's that's interesting. I mean, there's
Yeah.
so there's a game that I mentioned in our list here that kind of unfortunately covers all of these general life activities,
Oh, did I miss it?
homework, going to
Yeah. Yeah.
work, going to school, practicing skills,
Oh.
brushing your teeth, go
I know
into the
what it is.
shower. Yeah, you're starting to get there. Going to the
Yeah,
swimming
I
pool
got
and having a ladder deleted, burning to death when a benevolent god decides that you no longer deserve to live. For those of you who haven't guessed it already, this is The Sims.
You forgot the part where Child Protective Service comes and takes your children.
That still hurts, man. Stop. The twins are just not as happy as they would have been if they were triplets.
Yeah, well, what I mean by a sleeping simulator is one where you can't fast forward time, though.
Ooh.
Where you have to go through your day, first person style, and then you go to bed and you have to sleep for 8 hours.
So you mean like a proper real life simulator thing?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
That is actually quite interesting because that's effectively the realm that VR is stepping right into, isn't it? They could.
It is.
So
Yeah,
we've
they
got.
could be doing it.
There's a show that I've watched quite a lot of called Black Mirror, and there's shows.
Yes. I've seen the first season. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's similar shows to that touch briefly on the possibility of people living lives within computer programs.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And it's a popular topic for sci-fi. It's a very popular topic.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
But you think about it, VR's what, one step removed from that being the real world?
Close, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've already got people, fucking fleshlights while they watch VR porn. I mean,
that's true.
Yeah, what more could they expect from the real world?
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where you wonder if people are going to start just going, well, real life kind of sucks for a lot of people who are on low earning jobs. Yeah. Let's go make an incredible experience in this software and sell it to them for not that much.
Yeah, like Second Life from The Office.
Yeah. I mean, it could be interesting. That's what I'm saying.
It could. No.
I like the idea. I like the sort of real time aspect to it that you're talking about. Though,
yeah, like
could you imagine the achievement list on that though?
No, please stop. It would be uncompleted.
Made it through teenage years. Achievement unlocked.
10 gamer score.
Yeah. No, that's the one gamer score that then like the last one is made it to 199 gamer score, and you're like, come on. But yeah,
I think that's the biggest one for me, is like something that's you actually live and persist in, that is like real life. Video games haven't really stepped in that realm yet, and like you said, they're pushing towards it with this VR and AR type of stuff. AR is augmented reality, for those who don't know. And moving into that sort of realm, I think you're going to see more stuff like this.
I mean, it's one of these things where people have been almost living in video games thus far. A lot of people who play World of Warcraft or played RPG games, they get really sucked in, and they spend a lot of time basically living out their life in a little fantasy world, and that's cool. It's not cool. It's the opposite of cool, but it's impressive, shall we say, that the games are that immersive for these people that they can draw them in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, so let's go for another possible game type.
Another possible.
So I always look at what I would find most relevant for myself. Yeah. And so if we sort of stick with, I don't know, like VR things, and talk about how some of these games could actually train you into real life skills.
Right.
So,
which, the military uses simulators all the time to train people.
Oh, so, yeah, and there's events that you can go to now where you put on a haptic suit and it gives you feedback into your body when you the one I know about is a Harry Potter thing. So it's like
of course,
it feeds back into you. It gives you a shock when you get hit by a spell, or there's the Star Wars one as well, where if you get shot with a blaster, you get a response from the suit.
Oh, I would love that.
So they're already giving you the physical sensations. So you've got physical sensations, controls where you manipulate, buttons or anything like that. So you could program it to have specific tools that you use, or a controller that is based around a tool that you would use in real life. And you could then sort of
Right.
develop skills in people. So, for example, the one that always springs to mind first is programming skills.
I was just gonna go there. Yep.
Yeah, because programming, unfortunately, unless you're really into it, is seriously boring.
Seriously boring.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I do part of it for my job, so.
yeah. But the thing is, if you had that skill developed in you, almost on the sly, like if you had, so there's a lot of concepts in programming, so like if loops
Right.
and things like that, where you have to learn about the concept to understand how you would apply it in real life. Now, I'm not saying you'd be able to teach people, the relevant language for a job in programming,
Right.
but you could teach them the logic concepts that those jobs require. So the game that made me think of this as an option is Jump Step Step, believe it or not.
Jump Step. Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Because I realized quite early on in that game, hang on, I'm learning to program here.
Yeah.
Like they're giving me programming
at a very
options,
basic level. Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, so I think that could be kind of cool, but you could make it. So the problem that these games and things like that usually have is that they have a very limited amount of funding, not much of a team behind them, and what people do is they do the best they can, but it's not a very good game.
Yep.
So, for example, when we look at the Kinect,
yeah,
that I think was a bit ahead of its time.
I think it's a correct statement to me.
It was kind of killed off by what I will call lazy gamers. They did not want to get up and do all these actions to play the games, so they were just like, it's just they came up with a million reasons why this was a horrible piece of kit and why it wouldn't work, and then they just killed it with
I think the exact opposite of it. I think it's an incredible piece of technology. Maybe video games weren't the right application for it, because some of the games were very boring.
But this is the thing. Was that just because they didn't have the funding behind them? They didn't have the push?
The games that did have the funding behind them, like Kinect Adventures from Rare, had Microsoft money behind that. And it was actually fun. You actually moved, and that was
trying to match Wii Sports, though, wasn't it? That's what that was trying to do.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Wii Sports is with the Wii controller. You could just sit on the sofa and just flick your wrist. You could cheat, which is why the gaming community didn't instantly hate it. There was a lot of people that, you got a lot of non-hardcore gamers who had Wiis. Still a terrible name for a console. Yeah. who were loving playing it as how it was supposed to be played. Playing tennis by actually doing the tennis moves, playing golf by doing the golf swing. But then most of the people who had it, who were a hardcore gamer, who actually enjoyed playing that, were just sat on the sofa, flicking their wrist and not really doing much. And you give a gamer a possibility of working an easy way around a problem, they will use it.
100%.
Yeah. Yep. There's no way they're going to miss on that. But
no.
It's one of these things where the Kinect almost was trying to get people into these worlds of almost learning skills, I suppose, weren't they? If you think about it.
Sort of. Yeah.
Developing yourself physically at least, but they were talking about bringing an immersive experience in while using your body, and that's what VR's doing now. There's video clips people have done of tech demos of a circular pad that you stand on in a bracing thing while in VR.
I've seen those. Yep.
Yeah, and you can run, and that actually makes your character run in a first-person shooter.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I mean that right there is incredible. That should be the future of gaming, where you have to run a mile to actually run a mile in the game.
Right.
People would come up with hacks. People would come up with workarounds, but
let me put my dog on it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but imagine, for example, that you're playing Battlefield.
Holy crap.
Yeah, you're not gonna So at the moment, you sit there with a controller, you watch on a beautiful screen, and you watch yourself go through this game. Now imagine it playing through a VR set with one of those haptic suits on, so you get shot, you feel the damage, and you feel where the damage is.
Right.
As you look around, it looks around the world for you. You run around, and that actually moves you in the game, so you have to move to cover. It would be an incredible experience.
It would, yeah.
And that would just be something that it's a step away. All it is like one, maybe two steps away, and once this technology becomes cheaper, once it becomes well integrated, and once a AAA party picks it up and just goes, right, we're doing this.
Yeah.
You know, it's got that possibility. It just needs to survive for long enough.
Yeah, I mean, look at what Microsoft is doing with the HoloLens, with AR. Everyone has tried AR before, you know, on the phone with apps and stuff using the camera. But Microsoft jumped in. Yes, it's expensive right now, but as they develop it more, get the technology down, get production and manufacturing costs down, that will be a object you can walk into the store just like an Oculus Rift and purchase off the shelf for a couple $100.
That's exactly what it needs to be. And the first people to do these things always make expensive equipment.
Always. The HoloLens is $3,000.
Yeah.
That's just absurd, but it is.
That's how it always started, though. Mobile phones were stupidly expensive when they first came out.
Yeah,
laptop computers were incredibly expensive. You know, not saying all mobile phones aren't expensive. That new iPhone is ludicrous. £1,000 for a phone? You joking, pal? But
yeah.
But 100%. What I was trying to get towards is that I used to do sailing when I was younger.
Yeah.
Now, if I could go play in a VR game or something like that and have to, you know, work the sails of an actual sailing dinghy. Do something like that, because there's no games where you actually sail a proper sail.
Benny, I have a game for you.
Oh, don't you start me. Don't you start me. So, yes, Sea of Thieves has basic sailing ideas in it, but there is a lot more to proper sailing.
Actually sailing. I think it does a great job at learning the basics of how a sail-driven boat moves and functions.
Yeah, and how the wind interacts with your sail.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's good at that, but it is limited.
It taught me how to tack.
Yeah,
I didn't know what tacking was.
Tacking and jiving.
There you go. I'm sorry.
There is a difference.
I'm very sorry.
But I'll tell you after the show. It's boring. But we could have these things now. So have you been to a 4DX cinema showing?
Where the chairs move and shit.
Yeah, and they spray your face with water and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Imagine you're playing a VR sailing game. You're having to work the stuff, and then your boat goes over to the side, then drops into the water, and water splashes your face.
You'd shit your pants, literally.
Well, yeah, but it would be that next level immersion, and you could do it. It wouldn't take much to get like a steam thing and then something that blows something at you. You know.
Yeah. Like at the beginning of the game, it'll say "screw in a water bottle."
Yeah. But there's possibilities, and a lot of it is, can they do this deep level immersion? Can they get these, because they're getting people that are genuinely terrified of games while playing on VR headsets, because they can't just see the edge of the screen. They can't see that it stops there. When they look to the right to look away, the game is still there. The enemy may still be there.
Yep.
So it's a very interesting idea.
No, it is. VR, that's why I jumped into the Oculus Rift, because VR is so interesting to even those that don't game. And seeing someone who doesn't game in that world and understanding what it is, it gets them curious about what video games can actually do. And that leads to stuff, simulators for the military or teaching people things. That's how all of it starts, is by exposing more people to this technology.
Yeah. I mean, I just thought of another possibility for a game. Again, VR related. So flying simulator. Now, this is different to flight simulator.
Okay.
So, flight simulator, you fly a plane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of a game where you actually fly through the sky, like as if you were just flying.
Oh, like Superman.
Like Iron Man, baby.
Yeah. I could get behind that.
That could be what if you got. Oh, you know what you don't. All you'd have to do is get. Oh, it'd have to be like panoramic drone.
Oh yeah.
Like image captures while flying through the sky, so that then
Yeah.
you could build. It would genuinely have to be a 3D world.
Oh, it'd be so hard.
But if you could do it right, or even not do it fully, but you just get certain images and then you program, like, so
To
for
fill the
example,
rest.
yeah, like you could say here's an edge of a cloud, the rest is all cloud of this density, and then it has a
It
really
mirrors it.
beautiful image base that
Yeah.
it uses for clouds.
Yep.
Just randomly generates them, but that could be spectacular, and you could get incredible scenes below you, because obviously you'd be flying at a certain height. You'd be able to, say, right, this is the landscape below you. That's almost Google Maps sort of style thing. But again, with drones and things, you could get really incredible sites that people could be flying around. You could say, right, let's go to this mountain or the Grand Canyon, something like that. Let's fly around it.
Yeah.
And all it would
Could you
take
imagine?
is
I caught it. A cool business idea. Trademark. This is my idea.
if it was if
Listen.
you could do it, if you could get the right drones, the right capture stuff, and the right technology and software behind it, you would make millions.
What if you created a indoor skydiving facility where you wear a VR headset and fly around?
Oh, Mike.
Isn't that brilliant?
Yeah. Right. We can't put the show out anymore. Like...
We have to stop instantly.
Yeah. Let's just start again.
That is my idea. No one can take it.
Yeah.
Trademark.
Yeah. Copyright.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So yeah, let's carry on. One more I thought of as well. So I know I there's instantly going to be something that people will scream out when I say this, but bear with me. So martial arts games.
Yeah.
So what's the thing that people are going to scream out, Mike?
UFC or Kung Fury. Or Kung Fu, whatever that garbage Connect game was.
Okay, we're going to pretend that the garbage Connect game doesn't exist, because I did say the games that do it right.
It shouldn't.
Now,
UFC for sure.
UFC, yeah. Now, this I understand, it is martial arts. It is...
Yes, it is.
A little bit like a wrestling game.
Sort of?
It is. Yeah, it's the same sort of thing. You transition between things, you have punching... Right. It's like a boxing game as well, with that you have the how many punches have you taken to this area of your body? Oh, look, you've taken enough punches to make you go knocked out. Game over. Right. It's a fun game. I did enjoy playing UFC, the first one, I think it was.
Yes. I think they're on 3 now.
Yeah, they are on 3. Yeah. And it's a martial arts game, but I feel like there's a lot of the martial arts world that has been missed.
Okay.
So, for example, when I watch UFC, I don't feel like I'm learning the moves. I feel like I'm playing a video game.
Right.
Like, there's a million different little moves that you can set your fighter up with, or you can have done on you, and it's like, oh, they've got me with this thing, but there's no explanation of what those are, how they've been, how they come about. If you wanted to find that out, you'd be straight on YouTube being like, how do you do this? Or anything like that. I don't know.
How do I do thing?
Yeah. Also, it is very limited to, well, the UFC in general is limited to a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, and basically just standard kickboxing stuff. None of the fancier moves. You get it every now and again that someone pulls off a cool kick or something. But, yeah, it's... I feel there's a lot more to delve into in that area. So I think that could be a cool little area to go. Now, we've talked about possible games.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you don't have any more that you want to go over.
Possible, no.
Okay.
Um,
So let's go into
mhm.
games. We've talked also in that section about whether they should be made or not. It seems like most of the ones that we can think of because we want them, not because we think they would be a terrible idea.
Right. Oh no, I
Handwriting.
think mine was a terrible idea. Don't make that game, anyone.
I'll come up with one that shouldn't be made. Handwriting simulator. There you
Oh, stop.
go.
Oh.
Homework simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think we should push it and say what has been made that shouldn't have been made. So,
Goat Simulator?
but see,
Nope. Nope.
the,
No.
I can see why you say that. I can see why you say that. It was a completely pointless game, but they embraced the comedy of that game.
True.
So, while yes, no one needed a simulator game based on goats, I appreciate that game for the fact that they had the sense of humor while doing it. They knew it was a ridiculous
Right,
game.
they knew it was garbage.
Yeah. And that's why they put the Flappy Go achievement in, just to piss you off.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I get you with that one. One that I was thinking of,
Uh-huh.
I mean, it was always going to get made, but like there's darts games, as in
yeah,
like pub darts,
Yep.
and I honestly cannot see. I can understand some people enjoying watching darts. I don't personally enjoy watching darts, but
Yeah.
I could understand that. But there is no chance, none at all, that I can understand anyone wanting to buy and play a game where you play darts.
Now, what if it was in VR though?
Even then, unless you're trying to improve your skills at it while not being able to afford a dartboard. Yeah.
All right. Fine. Well played.
Yeah, you're spending $50 on a game or whatever it is. You're going to be able to spend $50 and just buy yourself a goddamn dartboard.
Right.
I don't see any point in that. That should not have been made.
I'm gonna throw one in there too that shouldn't have been made.
Go on.
The bicycle simulators, Tour de France.
Oh yeah, the ones where it's just like mash a button and like you mash faster. Yeah, you've got to choose how much stamina you use over the course of the race.
Like why? Why is that a thing?
Again, it's pointless, but it's just like, look, cycling's really popular. Let's get a game.
Yeah, or cricket.
I can kind of understand cricket because it's a competitive.
No one understands it. Nope, it's not competitive.
You're American. You don't get to comment on cricket.
All right, fine.
Next, you'll be telling me football shouldn't have a game, and then we'll have words.
No, we would have words if you said that.
I mean real football, not dodgy American.
Oh, get out of here.
But yeah, I think what else? Let's think of another one that shouldn't have been made. Now, there's a couple that I'm like, really? So, Farming Simulator.
Yo, people love that.
Why?
It sells so much every month. Whenever it comes out in the MPDs, it will hit the top 20.
I mean,
I don't understand.
Okay.
I can't explain it, but people love it. And it's really big in Europe too, so I'm going to blame you on this one.
Okay, I'll take the blame on that one. You owe me, Europe. I'm taking the blame for you.
No, I would agree with that one. Another one, I don't know why it exists, but people say it's really good. Papers, Please. Have you heard of it?
No, what is that?
It's a VR game where you are a like TSA person, basically, like letting people into the country, and you have to make sure they're
racially
passports...
discriminative. Then
you have to see like why their passports are different and if they're allowed in and not. It's to me very strange, but people love it. Jesus. And in that same boat, Job Simulator, you just
like
mess around.
Train driver simulator that the Japanese get really into. They love that game. I don't
understand how. You're on one track. You're going one way.
I don't know. I think they've it's like their culture now. They love the idea of driving trains.
it would only get exciting for me if there's like another train coming at me, and then it would be over in 4 seconds.
You wanna live one of those action films, one of those thrillers involving trains, don't you? You're like taking a
Yeah,
Pelham
yeah.
123 or something like that.
Yeah,
That's what you want.
yeah, I'll take that. I'm fine with that. But sitting there driving a train?
I mean,
Yeah.
it must be effectively the same thing as
Well, I mean,
Flight
look at you.
Simulator.
You know, you play train games apparently.
Ah, right. No, I play like like the top level company management and building the tracks. I don't want to drive the thing. I see what you're saying. I see
I'll
what you're
give you that.
saying, but there's a difference.
No, I'm gonna give you the difference.
Yeah.
There is one. You're managing the where the tracks go and all that.
Yeah.
And how they operate and
It's
function.
not. It's still not any cooler than, driving
Not
the
much
train.
cooler.
But yeah. It's,
But I can give you a pass on it.
forgive me this once. But yeah.
That's two I've given you.
Yep. So
Yeah.
I owe you and you oppose me.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So it's one of these interesting areas we look at when we think, what could people do? What shouldn't have people done? I think. Have you got anything more you want to touch on, or should we round off this section?
We kind of didn't touch on walking simulators, and the state that they're in.
Right. So
I
I've
mean,
been
we have
thinking about
talked
these
about
for
them
a
in the
while.
past. Yeah.
We'll get back to specific ones in a second, but I've been thinking about these for a while, and I keep thinking every time the thing that lets me down with these, do you know what it is?
What?
The graphics. If I was going through, right,
Yeah.
Firewatch, for example,
Yeah.
I'm in a forest in fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I was actually in frostbite level graphics of a fall forest while going around that, I would be happy with that game. That game would have been perfect for me because I would have just been admiring the beauty of the scenery.
Yeah.
But
I think that's for me. That's what walking sims are missing is the graphics and the gameplay aspect. The stories, some of them, they're okay. I don't know. I don't like just being told the story. I need to do something else than press left trigger. Or left on the stick, whatever it is.
yeah,
There has to be more gameplay there for me. And we've touched on them in the past, but just a beautiful looking walking simulator that actually has some cool gameplay mechanics. You know,
it's gonna come. Like we had a lot of platformers a while back that were basic level graphics. I mean, they tried to hide a lot of it in art style, and this is cell shaded, which apparently makes it good graphics, but it isn't.
Apparently, yeah.
And it's not. It's a lie. That's just their way
I
of
don't know.
selling bad graphics.
Zelda
to you.
looks pretty good.
We'll get. I'm right. I'm not gonna jump in this hole because I know how this is gonna go. But
yeah,
we've got Unravel and a few other games like that are absolutely spectacular graphics for a platformer now.
Yeah.
Got to
100%.
becoming one of these walking sim games where someone really puts the time in and gets the graphics right.
Yeah.
I mean, just watch this space, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah. It would be cool. I want one.
Yeah.
Give me something to do. It doesn't have to be shooting people. That's my thing. Like, make it more like The Witness. And I haven't touched The Witness yet, but people say it is. The puzzles are there in that game. They're very well thought out. Give me that, but not as hard.
Mike wants a beautiful game with some gameplay, but he doesn't want it to be hard.
Not that hard. Make the perfect game, all right?
Yeah, god damn it already.
Jeez.
Right, so we'll round off that section. If you guys can think of any games that you would love to see made that haven't been done before or haven't been done right, or if you can think of games that have been made that you wish hadn't, let us know. You can reach us at entirely_x on Twitter. And
look at that.
Mike, what they got to do to reach you on Insta?
On Instagram,
Yeah.
Just go to entirely_gaming_podcast.
Okay.
Or entirely_x_gaming podcast. Sorry. Instagram sucks.
Yeah. But yeah,
uh,
so let's move on to what we've been playing. I don't imagine
Benny.
it's going to be that long a list at the moment for me, so I'll let you go
No.
first.
Oh, okay. Well, I am doing the lovely game of buying games and sitting on them. This month, over the next couple weeks, I'm looking to drop another 14,000.
I mean, you're
I'm
going to
just
have to start soon. I sent you my customary beginning of month message the other day.
You did. I appreciated it, but I got a plan. My plan was to get God of War, which is one of the games I played. I'm not going to talk too much about God of War, but I wanted to experience God of War without having to worry about games like, what did I buy the other day? Barbie and her sister Puppy Rescue. I'd rather just experience God of War, get it out of my system, and then go into the garbage.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, so I'm sitting on a very large stack of games right now, both Windows 10 and Xbox One and Xbox 360, which there's news on the Gamerscore leaderboard that we'll talk about in a minute. So I played God of War. I beat it in about 14 hours over the course of 2 days. There's still a bunch of side stuff to do. So I'm going back right now and just taking my time with it, just getting my thoughts together so when we talk about this, I can talk about God of War in the full. Now, we are going to do a spoiler cast of God of War with Omega D's and Tyler when they both finish it. That will probably be a separate thing we'll record, and I'll make sure there's spoiler tags all over it. So we're not going to do it on the main show just in case anyone wants to play it down the road. But look out for that in the coming weeks. Like I would say next week we'll have one.
Okay.
About midweek. Yep. So I'll talk about that then, and I'm sure we'll talk about it later. I did play one shitty game because I needed to score at least something. So there was a free game that came out called Krogan. It is
about... Wait, the only time I've ever heard the word Krogan referenced...
I think it was Krogan. I hope I said it right.
I mean, the only time I've seen that word is in Mass Effect.
It has nothing to do with that. It's Korgan. It's Korgan. Sorry. Korgan.
You built me up so high there, Mike, and cut me down so hard.
Nope. I'm sorry. It is... Think like a really shitty Diablo.
Right, okay.
Yep. So, top down, you have the ability to switch between 3 characters, a hunter, mage, and a dwarf. Not great, but it is free, and it comes with the prologue, which you can obtain all the full 1,000 in the prologue for free. So,
okay. Is it easy,
or
is it not?
It's about 2 to 3 hours.
So yes, easy.
Yeah. Again, not great, but hey, I'm talking Gamerscore, and I had to get on the board with something.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'd just tease you unmercifully. Like in 2 months, I beat you, Mike. There, 2 months.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry, not this month, my friend. Sadly.
We'll see.
So I played that, and I played this little thing called Fortnite Season 4. I don't know if anyone's heard of it.
Is it actually called Fortnite Season 4, or is it just called Fortnite?
It's Fortnite, but Season 4 came out this week, and that's kind of why we delayed the show a little bit, so I could play it.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Ben. I think the hype was real, leading up from this meteor into Season 4. Fantastic. What they did was this meteor that came, it hit what no one thought it would hit. It hit Dusty Depot, and it hit a bunch of other places on the map, like smaller little holes just appeared where other little meteors hit as it broke off.
Yeah.
And inside of them were these little crystals, like power-up crystals, and when you hit them, walk up, you collect them, you get this like purple mist thing around you, and you can jump really high, like kind of space jumps, but they only last about 20 seconds, and you can't stack them. So you use it, like basically if you drop there and you live, because good luck living in Dusty Divot right now. It's the new tilted. It's the new tilted towers. It's absolutely insane how many people go. But if the storm's not there, then you can just grab one of those and jump your way out and run towards the storm or towards the circle.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. They changed the map in a couple areas. They added an area. Risky real.
Let's ask the real question though. The question that I will always ask.
Yep.
Is Lucky okay?
Lucky's fine. Cool. Lucky is okay. Lucky Landing is the best place, and it is survived. Now, the other thing they did was, obviously, there's the season pass, or the battle pass that they call it, right? Yeah. Where you can pay $10 and you get access to the challenges and the skins that you can get. They do an upgraded battle pass for like $20 or $25, something like that. And you get more skins and you get more challenges. What they did this season, though, was you get a base skin, and it's superhero themed. I might have forgotten to mention that. But as you do these challenges and level up, you get other pieces for your character. So it's the same skin, but you'll get a chest piece at level 10 or a head piece at level 10, depending on who it is. So gives you a little more incentive to get your guy fully kitted out.
Okay.
And it does look cool.
It's interesting because I've seen videos about this already. So I've seen that there's a super villain layer around the map that you can go visit.
Yeah, they added this missile silo thing.
Yeah.
And where the crater hit is like this military science research thing. There's little things like that all over the map. And they also did a phenomenal job of tweaking some houses, where if it was just like a shitty garage and, maybe it would get a chest and it wouldn't, they changed it into a full house where it has a basement and more likelihood of a chest spawning.
Okay.
So little tweaks like that, and I think it really improves upon what Fortnite was. Now, it didn't destroy Tilted Towers like I wanted. That sucks.
Wow.
But I think the state Season 4 is in is absolutely fantastic, and they did something different that nobody was expecting.
How do these meteors work? Because I was watching a video earlier of some guy who was on a big platform he built up, and then this meteor hit, the platform and completely took him down, killed him?
Yep. Those no longer fall. That was leading the week before it dropped. There were meteors. As the comet was getting closer and closer, meteor showers would start to happen and just crash. And the day before it happened, it was the 2 days before it happened, the most amount of meteors I've ever seen. You're talking like clusters of 3 or 4 of them would just come crashing down. Now, they wouldn't do damage to players because that'd be a little crazy, but it would destroy resources, buildings, anything you built, structures, basically.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely insane. In fact, the last game that I won at 1 o'clock in the morning, last day of Season 3, I went down, my brother went down, my cousin was still up, we were the last ones, and he gets in this build-off with this kid. So they're both building up, and then all of a sudden he starts shooting down at the kid at the platform to knock out the other end of it, and he shoots through, and 3 meteors come and help destroy the rest of it, and the kid fell to his death, and we won.
Nice.
It was the last game of Season 3. I made a clip of it, and I'm going to post it, so keep an eye out for that one.
I like it.
But it was epic. Now, since the comet hit, the meteors have stopped.
Okay.
Obviously.
So people are safe in their towers once again.
Yeah, for now, until they do something else.
Okay. So,
I'm hoping that missile silo will actually explode, and then the map is gone and they make a new map.
Maybe they'll launch the missiles, Mike.
Yes. But I like this season. The challenges are great. The skins are even better. I still have the best skin ever made. What's it called? Not a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
John Wick.
Triceratops.
Triceratops. John Wick.
Nope. Sorry, the Tyrannosaurus beats that.
Okay. But yeah.
But that's all I've been playing, Ben. What about you?
My list is not long, as I've said before. So I
Ooh.
played a bit more Railway Empire. I've been chugging along, making some trains. I am
Get it?
now,
Chug chug.
yeah, I
Choo
know.
choo.
I thought that was pretty good.
I hate you so much.
So I'm up to 900 out of 1,000 Gs on that now.
Ooh.
All I'm missing is getting getting each of the areas of the scenarios. I need to get I need to win a scenario with the best rating in each of the areas, and then have beaten all the scenarios. I think is the last achievement.
Ooh.
It's not going to be
Very
easy,
nice.
dude. That's not going to be an easy one. But
Oh, you're doing good, though,
they've
on it.
patched the game though, which has brought in a lot of
Whoa.
updates from the PC version. I think so.
Made
It's
it better or worse?
better. I think they made a lot of things more affordable, and the money system worked a lot better. So a lot of those challenges that before would have been kind of impossible for me might actually be possible now.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like when game devs do that. Improve upon it.
Active
Instead of
support,
just saying it's
active
broken.
support
Yeah.
is a very positive.
Imagine
thing.
that. Updating your game and changing things works?
On a railway game as well, dude. Like, I never
Yeah.
have expected that. But yeah, so I've played some more of that. I've also played a game called What Remains of Edith Finch.
Ew. Alright, so what'd you think? I think this one's okay to spoil? I
By
don't know,
this
it
point,
depends
it
on how
must
you
be,
feel.
surely.
Yeah.
So-
what'd you think?
Right. These, as you would say, walking sims. There's a lot.
Real quick, are we going to spoil it? I just don't want anyone.
Yeah,
Because it is on sale this week.
Yeah,
so.
screw it. I'm a spoil away.
Alright, so for the next, we'll say 3 minutes. Just
3
in case.
minutes? Jesus, I'm gonna spoil quickly. Right. So, I think it was alright. I quite like the fact that it's got a bit more to it, graphics wise. It's obviously
there were a couple moments.
It's obviously been made in a PC engine,
Yeah.
and made for PC before them being brought over.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would agree.
It was
Now,
nice.
what'd you think of the story?
It was weird.
It was.
It's basically about a family that's been growing up with neglectful parents, as far as I could tell.
Yeah, I would say there could be an interpretation of like an actual curse,
Well,
or maybe people are just stupid.
this is the thing. The main character was saying that the belief in the curse is what's making these things
Making them do
happening.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's more where I fell, but I've also seen people say, "No, there was a curse." Like the family was cursed.
I think a lot of stuff went particularly wrong for them, but to be honest, if I was looking at that as I would look at things as an objective person, I would have said, actually, it's more likely that they have a hereditary brain condition.
Yeah.
Because you're going through thinking, all of them, really, like
Every single one in the family.
and
Yeah.
they all come up with some new crazy way to just
Right.
be weird. Like, they don't do it by just having a normal life and having something go wrong. It's always them
Yeah.
doing something really freaking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like one of them's like,
would
"Oh,
agree.
I went up to bed with no food," and I'm like, "Okay, parents do that to teach their kids to eat their food. That's believable." And it's like,
Right.
"So I ate this carrot," and I'm like, "Okay, gerbil's food, but okay, it's a carrot. You ate the carrot." And it's like, and then I ate all the toothpaste. I'm like, okay, that's pretty gross. I don't know many kids that would actually do that. And then it's like, and then I
Wait,
ate,
you don't do that?
and then it's like, oh, and then I ate the mistletoe berries. I'm like, no, sorry, no. At that point, that like that would, okay,
No, I agree. Yeah.
It pushed it beyond the point of being believable. I think at that point, it's just you're a weird family. You're not. Yeah.
Now the two stories that I want to touch on are the kid on the swing.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. I actually kind of laughed. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, dear God.
He went round in a
was
circle
insane.
and got thrown off. Yeah.
I shouldn't be laughing, but man, I just wasn't expecting it. So
No,
I was like, "Oh,
I
jeez."
expect the next one you're going to talk about is actually my favorite.
The baby.
No, the baby was all right.
Oh.
I enjoyed that. And
It was. That's where it turned a little dark for me, and I was like, "Whoa!"
It's pretty dark, The bit that I really liked was the guy in the fish factory.
That was messed up. That was insane.
That was fascinating. I was
Like,
playing that just like, holy crap. And that was probably my favorite bit of that game. There's a bit
I would agree.
The way they'd done all these different little like games that you had to do inside his imagination, that was just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
the way he ended himself. Holy cow.
That his psychiatrist was shit.
Awful. Just the worst.
Yeah. Truly terrible.
Yeah, she just didn't understand what he was actually going through mentally. Which, not a lot of people do. So,
so
I understand it.
I'm a wrap up. If we could spend a lot of time talking about the crazy stories in this game, it's interesting to hear the stories, and the game is more beautiful than a lot of walking sims.
Yep, I think it's my favorite walking sim.
I'm gonna join you on that.
Yeah,
I think I am. There's a couple of others that have had their interesting moments, but I don't think they've been as interesting as that.
Yeah, I played it all in one sitting, which isn't, it was what, 2-3 hours, I think? But long. I did it all in one go, because I was genuinely interested in the stories.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I was impressed with it. So I think that's enough for spoilers. So we were about 4 minutes there. So.
Okay. So they're going to get a minute's worth of spoilers. Bonus spoilers.
Sorry.
Ah, well.
Sorry.
Should have played it day one, obviously. Right, so that's what I've been playing this week, though. There's more to come, but we've been quite light on the games we played this week, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
We'll have to try harder, Mike.
Oh, I will. Once God of War's done.
So, let's push into what is hot now. So,
Benny, there was... I'm going to start with something that I found interesting.
Yeah.
And then we'll move into yours, because I'm pretty sure you're going to scream like a schoolgirl.
Yeah, I am going to.
Yeah. The Gamerscore leaderboard, as of Tuesday, got updated where it will now reflect Xbox 360 achievements earned during the month, as previously it did not. So, when I go to play Barbie and her sister Puppy Rescue, you'll be able to see it on my leaderboard.
Aww.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether you should celebrate that or mourn it.
Well, I just like the idea that the leaderboard actually has 360 stuff.
No, I get what
they
you
should
mean.
have had it a long time ago.
When you're playing those games, you'd like it to actually show up.
To actually reflect it, yep. So it does now, so cool.
It's a minor change, but it needed making.
And they did, I don't know if you have received the update, I believe it went public, because I'm in the insider program, so I've had it for a little bit, but they updated the dashboard a little bit and tweaked like how messages work, how some of the settings are laid out, and they tweaked the sounds when you're moving in the menu.
I don't know if I've got those yet or not. I can't.
Okay.
I get. I'm in the insider thing, I think, as well, but I'm not as high ranked as you, if I remember right.
I'm in like the first tier one, whatever the hell it is, where I get every single one. So that's fun.
Yeah.
So there's a tweak.
Nice to see
I'll let Benny carry on with his excitement.
Oh yeah.
What is it, Ben?
So I saw a video earlier that said that
what video?
It was stating how CD Projekt Red may be making announcements at E3, that it's on the lineup for E3, that it's
oh boy,
got a unknown game franchise that they're going to be talking about.
I think everyone should know what it is, and it's not The Witcher.
No, it isn't. But
nope.
The Witcher is. I was noticing this actually earlier. I was going through the store this week, every now and again, looking at what deals were on. And do you know what the most popular game on the Xbox is? As in the highest rated game.
The Witcher 3.
It is The Witcher 3. The highest rated game on there is The Witcher 3. Now, I was like, okay, CD Projekt Red, they made The Witcher. They instantly have my money. They could go, here's shit, buy it, and I'd be like, well, it's CD Projekt Red, so
you said to buy it.
Yeah.
So I did.
I mean,
I do that with every single game ever. So
yeah, but yeah, they got me by the short and curlies. So there's high murmurs. There's a lot of people saying that this new project from CD Projekt Red is going to be something called Cyberpunk 2077.
I believe it. Cyberpunk has been confirmed that they're working on it.
Yeah.
It has not been confirmed that it'll be at E3 this year. So this news that it is going to be there, I think is fantastic.
Well,
and this is going to be a first-person
an unknown
shooter.
franchise is going to be there from CD Projekt Red.
I think it's that.
Yeah. So
I think it's Cyberpunk.
This is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like the clips that we've seen of things, and
I'm very pumped for E3. And in fact, we're going to have to do a prediction show over the next week or two.
We are. Watch this space, people.
Yeah, we're what are we? 38 days or something like that. We're a month and 8 days away, something like that.
Not long.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I am incredibly excited about that. Cannot wait.
Yeah.
I honestly can't wait those 38 days. It needs to happen now. And the worst part is all that's going to happen is they're going to announce it, get me incredibly excited for it, and then make me wait another year and a half. I can already see it coming.
I don't think they will. I think it's out this year. If they're going to show it at E3, I think CD Projekt Red will just put it out this fall.
Then that is going to be my game of the year. I can already see it coming. That's going to be my game of the year.
Yeah. It's going to be nuts.
So it's cool. We'll see what happens. So let's wrap up, shall we, Mike? Shall we get...
Yeah, let's get into... I'm going to call this section Plug City from now on, where we plug everything we're doing and where you can find us. I just like the name.
I like it too. I don't know why.
I don't know. Just Plug City. It's cool. Sounds like a drop in Fortnite.
It does, yeah.
Where are we dropping, boys? Plug City.
You are obsessed, you know.
I really am. It's a problem, and I need help. Where can they find us on Twitter, Benny?
At entirely_X. So,
and since Tyler's slacking.
Yeah, let's see you try and do the Insta and fail again. Let's go.
We totally failed on saying circus throughout the show.
No, but that's what we do to get Tyler confused later on.
You're right. See, well played. Instagram is entirely_X_gaming_podcast.
There we go.
Yep. And Facebook.com/EntirelyXGaming. Go there and go to YouTube.com and type in EntirelyX and find us there. Subscribe, please.
Yeah.
I can confirm we have a couple more collector's editions sitting, one of them being the God of War edition. So the unboxing series is going to start coming real fast, real quick. So get ready for that. And I'm constantly recording clips now. Granted, they're in Fortnite right now.
All of them, ever.
Just everything, yeah. But I have a stack of gameplay videos I'm going to start posting to YouTube. So there's going to be some more gameplay videos coming. So go there. And, of course, review us on iTunes, please. All reviews help. And thank you for listening to episode 25 of what did I call it? The Great Ben and Mike Special.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week with more hosts. If you found just me and Ben boring, we'll have more people.
Meh, they won't find us boring. We're the cool ones.
Yeah, we are pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys.
See you later.